CVA's AccuraSeries, Bergara barrels for guaranteed accuracy, nitride for guaranteed rust proofing, and a rifle guaranteed to be the best muzzleloader you've ever shot. CVA, it's just a better gun.
All right, guys, this next segment's being sponsored by Soul Shine Pizza. They're at 4021 Hughes Crossing, Suite 101. That's over in Franklin, Tennessee. Y'all go see my buddy Steve Brandon and his crew. You can also give them a call, 615-379-7767. They can take care of all your catering needs. They've got lunch specials Monday through Friday. Be sure to get down there and check them out and tell them thank you for all they do for us here at the show. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead now. We'll open up the phone lines. If y'all want to give us a call, you can do that now at 615-737-7767. And we've been sitting here. We're talking with David and Mike tonight. We've been talking catfishing and using some cut bait down there at the Wilson Dam area. And it looks like you guys weren't the only ones, number one, that had a great day that day.
Right.
And number two, though, they were using a completely different bait and also had a great day. So point being, those fish are in there eating.
Right.
It might not be one particular thing you have to catch them. It's full of them.
And that's what I was going to say. It's full of them right there with all the rocks and everything. And that's what we grew up, fishing rocks. And the guy said, chicken livers. Man, we fished chicken livers when I was a little kid. Every way in the world you could fish chicken liver. But those guys were in there early. They were way before the heat of the day. Now, this was a few weeks ago, obviously, and it was 60 degrees when we got up and got on the water. So at 4 o'clock, it was a little chilly that morning. Yeah. But we had perfect wind that day. It was just one of those days that from the get-go set up that was just, it was going to be a day to catch fish. It was just a perfect day.
Yeah.
And I had a great guide, too.
You did have a good guide, and he had a good commentator and cameraman. It all worked out.
David put me on fish. It was funny. There's a couple of times, I know Brandon edited it out, but one of them was, I was filming David and the biggest fish that I'd caught all day. I'm over here holding him. He was about to pull me out of the boat, and I said, David, I got to go. I got to catch this fish.
Yeah,
and I said, unfortunately, I cut the camera off with a good fish for David, but we did. We had a good time. It was fun.
It adds a whole new dimension when you're trying to film hunting, fishing, whatever it is. But we were talking about that. We got a show coming up here in a few weeks at Dayton filmed with John Hopkins. And obviously Dayton's, he catches bass just about every day of the week. But he was laughing, he was like, man, John caught 17, 20 of them. I didn't get to catch it one because every time I'd set the camera down, he'd catch another, and then you got to go up there. You about got to be dedicated to somebody to film and to really do it.
It is. It's tough. Fishing or hunting, either one. I know hunting, one of the things I used to do when I first started working with you guys 4 years ago was, I'd get a deer in the field and I'd walk across the field and get up there and get ready to shoot and turn the camera on and shoot him. And obviously now I know you want him beforehand, but even if you're not going to shoot, and we'll give this tip out, we've said it, you said it before, and you have too. When that deer walks in the field or that bobber goes down, turn that camera on
right now.
Whether you're going to shoot or whether you're going to catch him, turn it on now, because if you don't, you may miss something that's really
and it happens
awesome.
In the boat too. You get that big fish in, your buddy's all excited, and you realize you didn't ever hit record.
Didn't have the camera on yet.
Yeah, it happens, but it does add a lot of fun to it. Love be able to go back and look at. Wait, is this the first time you've done anything like this, David?
This is my first time.
You've been catfishing a long time. First time you've ever done it on TV, isn't it?
It's my first, and I will film Mike the next time we do. I will film him catching some fish.
I've called a couple, but no, we have a good time. And like I say, whether I catch fish or not, and I've had people ask me, I grew up on Kentucky Lake. You don't catch fish someday, and as everybody knows, on any lake you can do that. But man, when I'm out there in the water in the morning, the sun's coming up, ducks are flying, deer are drinking, or swimming across the lake, is there really anything better than that? If I catch a fish, that's the bonus, man. That's the triple play in baseball is just catching a fish.
Now, David, throughout the summer, we're just now really getting into summer. None of us want to admit that, but it's really just now summer.
Almost warm.
But as we're going through it, will anything change about the way you're fishing them? Are you going to end up getting deeper with them, change your bait, or anything about your setup?
It does. I go deeper.
Okay.
Because, the water is warming up, and of course, the deeper you are, the colder the water is. And, but yes, I will use like a 5/0 hook, ounce sinker, just a basic hook, sinker, throw it out, let it go on the bottom.
Just keep it on the bottom, keep it
Keep it
tight.
on the
So
bottom.
that's really the only thing you'll change will be your depth. Then still
Well-
use the same baits and things like that.
Well,
Cut bait still.
I've noticed something when the water changes with the catfish, and you notice it with crappie and bass too. Sometimes they want a small bait. Sometimes they want a large bait, and you know, sometimes if you're not catching them, just change size of your bait for a few,
Yeah.
and just
Cut
try
that
it.
piece
You
of
might
bait in
find
half.
something.
You never know.
So you just don't know it, and you know, fishing for catfish like fishing other fish. You got to find fish to get them out there too. David pretty much keeps up with catfish on the lake and the river system down there growing up, and it helps a lot. And I will tell you, like everybody else, we went week before last,
Right.
and we caught one.
Yeah. Oh, we all do it. I mean, you know.
Now our fishing trips sometimes are an hour. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You know, we say, hey, I got an extra hour. We're living that close to the lake. You know, you drop the boat in the water. But we caught one fish, and I think we had one other run or something like that.
Yeah.
I think I broke one off. He broke one off, and we caught one.
But that's real life. It's how it works, you know, and it happens to us all the time. I mean, you have your good days like what we aired tonight. Yeah, sometimes you go out there, you have a great day. Sometimes we go out there and don't do anything.
Well, there were some guys up there fishing right below us, and they were using just a little float, small hook, small bait, but they were catching little catfish, maybe 12 inches.
Maybe 12 inches, yeah.
You know.
And they, you know, they're happy with that. And I mean, I like catching fish any size, but you know, we had in our mindset, let's go out there, let's try to catch some more bigger fish. We were actually going to try to add to this if we could, but hey, it didn't happen for us. We still had a large time out there, about an hour and a half, and came back in and got our work done.
Well, when you live on the lake, like you guys do, it's pretty easy to just make a quick trip whenever you want.
The tough part is you have to walk all the way down the stairs, all the way down to the river.
It's a long walk to get down there to the boat. Don't you feel sorry for them, Dave?
I do, but you know,
feel sorry for both of them.
What I like about catfishing is you get a chance to learn a different technique, different fight, to learn how to fight fish. I always say be a multi-species fisherman.
Absolutely.
A lot of people are just one type of fish. I mean, get out there and do it all.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But if you do that, you'll get to fish more, or you'll get to catch more fish than you for sure, because they're all doing different things, different times. And speaking of which, rain coming. Okay, we're fixing to have rain. Water's fixing to get muddy. Creek's going to be running. What's going to happen? Catfish.
Catfish.
It's going to turn on. It's going to be a great time to be catfishing.
Well, and if we get enough water, and I hate to bring this up since I like crappie fish, if we get enough rain, it's going to change the temperature of that water, and you're going to have some crappie that'll come back on those ranges and come back in front of those creeks again. So
it can change everything. A rain event, as far as the lake goes, is a major event. You know, when it's been dry like this. Yeah, even creeks.
The creeks.
Which are very dry right now.
Absolutely.
Very low. But we don't get some in our pond soon. My bass going to climb up on the bank and try to go find some better.
Well, and we're very fortunate where we live too on Wilson, because Wilson doesn't fluctuate. Even in this drought, our water on Wilson is summer pool or a little above.
Yeah.
So we don't get that fluctuation like you do, say, down on Pickwick or up on Kentucky Lake.
Or Old Hickory. Like
And I'll tell you what else is affected. Bullfrogs move a lot when it rains at night and stuff in daytime. People don't realize how far a bullfrog will go at night after a rain like we've gotten today, or if it rains tonight.
Salamanders, turtles, bullfrogs, you name it. You hit on something big right there. When you drive on these rain events after it's been dry for quite a while, you notice in your headlights at night, when it's wet, you'll see frogs everywhere.
That's right.
Salamanders, snakes, turtles, whatever it may be. They have to stay moist to move, so they stay around water. So when they get a chance, when the rain comes, they have an opportunity at that point to move to another location, some more water somewhere else. So that's why you get so much of that movement. But you also, henceforth, that bait's in the water. It's moving in the water as well in the waterways, and it gets fish to eat.
That's what I was going to say. Those fish are going to go to the grocery store. So you get to run off from that culvert or off the side of that hill or in a dip between a hill and a valley. Go fish those spots.
He's going to be waiting on that bait because it's going to be coming down there.
This weekend, 4th of July, 6th annual Derby, fishing derby. Greg Gregory and them's putting it on. Flippers, safe light till 11. You can call Greg Gregory at 615-517-5521. $60 a boat, $50 entry fee, $10 big fish, 100% payback.
So that's going to be a good one this weekend.
Safe light to
or
11.
Monday, rather. But
you get off the lake early enough to get something done before traffic gets busy, so y'all come on out there.
That's a life jacket and kill switch event.
Absolutely.
Life jacket, kill switch,
Every
watch
time.
for the logs. I'm glad we said that. Something I saw today posted, this was actually with Tennessee Bass Nation. Y'all know we do a lot of stuff with them, love that organization. But a post came up because someone on a routine stop with a game warden, no trouble here. My point is he found out, and he didn't realize that an inflatable life jacket, listen closely here, an inflatable life jacket is not a life jacket in your boat if you do not have it on. Now, there were some people who didn't understand. I said, if you actually look on the manufacturer's tag, it says that. It will tell you that somewhere on the tag on a life jacket. It doesn't sound like it makes sense, but the point is you've got to have that inflatable on for it to count. If they pull up on you and you have 2 of those life jackets that say in the boat, and Dayton and I are fishing together, we've got 2 of those and we're not wearing them, we better be able to show them 2 regular life jackets also,
That's right.
or we can be ticketed.
Now you remember,
So keep that in mind.
I have both because I
keep them both as well.
I like my strap-on life jacket. I like to be able to, because if you get hit in the head or something bad happen, you're not going to be able to get to pull that. Now they come, it's automatic also, but man, the old trusty will keep you floating and keep
when
you
you're
there.
running, it's a good thing to have them on. But just want to keep that out there because a lot of people may not realize that.
Yes.
But the deal is you must have that on for it to count as a life jacket. Now usually we just wear them the whole time we fish them. You don't even know they're on when you have those.
And that was the whole point of going to that suspender type anyway, because it's a lot cooler.
Yeah.
It's not as bulky on you. For me, since believe it or not, I'm not a person who likes to play around in the water. I like to fish and drink and shower in it. But I wear the paddler's life jacket.
Yeah,
if any of you have seen those, it'll keep your head up, but it's not cumbersome on your neck. And it's netted in the back on the bottom, so it's not hot. It's comfortable.
A lot of the ones you're talking about come with a kill switch right there where you can just hook your kill switch off and on real quick.
Yep, mine does. Got a hook in there.
That way you got to have your kill switch.
Let's catch a call here. We got Jim. How you doing tonight?
Good, sir. How you guys doing?
Doing great. We appreciate you calling us tonight.
I sure enjoy you guys' show, man. God bless all you fellas. But I was wanting to ask David, is he just strictly fish for catfish? Is he just a catfishing guy, basically?
No, sir. I fish a lot for catfish, but no. I fish for other stripes, sauger, jack salmons, crappie, brim, but mostly catfish, yes.
Okay, I got one more question real quick. What about I heard you 2 men talking there about the flipping using the tail or the head. What were you sort of talking about there?
We were talking about the bait, the shad.
Yes, sir. Is the head better than the
I like the tail.
Sometimes.
Typically, it's the tail.
Yeah.
David likes to use the tail or the fillet, one or the other.
Okay, that's what I was wanting to know, guys. Everybody have a great 4th of July, and you guys take care, and God bless you, fellas.
Thank you
very much.
Bless y'all as well. Thank you for calling. All right, guys, we're going to get ready to take another quick break, and we'll be right back here in just a minute with some more Southern Woods and Waters.